just a quick video about how it might be necessary to move back to move forward now and then in your loose leash walking saga. That with Dakota, he had gotten to be so consistent about walking on a loose leash with either a halter in a 6-foot leash or a slip collar that had a stopper that kept the collar from getting tight or loose. So it was essentially just a regular like collar and leash setup. But over the past few weeks, I've wanted to integrate a little bit of trotting into his PT, for post-op TPLO. And he's now 13 weeks or 14 weeks on one leg and 22 weeks on the other, so it was time to add some trotting. Anyway, he got really used to being on a 15-foot long line, and because we had also increased our mileage, I started going to some places that were naturally amping for him. So the sound of water is a huge amp upper for him. And he's just over there wondering what I'm doing. Anyway, so after working him on the long line for, I don't know, I'd say I've been doing it once a day for a couple of weeks maybe. And he still goes on his morning walk on a regular length leash with Lil, and those are about a mile to a mile and a half, very low key. So I haven't been experiencing problems there, but I think he came to anticipate that we were going to have a higher arousal experience when it was just the two of us. So I decided to step back to an earlier step so that he could move forward again. And it's been working out really well. I went back to asking for some attentive healing. I went back to bringing some low-value treats. So when I tell him he's a good boy for not pulling, if he chooses to slow a little bit, I end up catching up to him, and he can get a treat out of my hand that's held at my hip. Just basically going back to an earlier step. And after doing this for just one walk very seriously, I think it's not going to take long for him to remember the releasing pressure core foundation skill of this, because that's what started getting fuzzy for him, is he stopped responding to subtle pressure, and he started pulling more steadily on the leash, and that is what he was doing prior. So I would guess, based on what happened for just a couple of weeks of doing something else, that this might take some refreshers, just kind of like maybe a running dog walk. Take some refreshers throughout the dog's career if you want the dog to be able to do it under a wide range of circumstances. So I kind of think it's like that. And I guess the other way it's like running dog walks is it is not for the faint of heart, that you really have to want to do this, to be willing to step back and to refresh your dog's understanding of the releasing featherweight pressure. I know there are some different kind of halters, no-pull halters, and some different gizmos that you can buy if you don't feel like training it. But gosh, I really encourage all of you who have these high-drive, extremely highly trained border collies who are fantastic at dog sports and everything high energy. I really challenge you to learn more about your dog's ability to work at a lower state of arousal, and your ability to train something that does not come natural to border collies, and that is, for most border collies I'd say, and that is walking on a loose leash. I've found the training challenge of it to be enlightening, and I've also found teaching him to do physical therapy stuff slow to be also enlightening. That it's easy to get border collies to do things fast, faster, and fastest, but if you want to train, or I guess if you want to challenge yourself to see how good of a dog trainer you are, try training your border collie to do things that don't come natural. So there's my short video, and go back one step to move forward 2 steps as needed. Okay, bye.